Welcome to my channel. My name's Connor Koblinski, and my goal is to explain nerd culture and welcome people to the Dungeons & Dragons community. In order to create your first character today, we're going to use D&D Beyond. It's super simple to sign up for using Google or your Apple ID, and it has a lot of great things for free. Once you're signed into your account, go ahead and click Create a Character. When you get to the character creation page, you'll see there's 3 options you can choose. Today, we're going to do quick build. If you want to do standard in order to have more customization and options, check out my other video where I explain how to do standard view. Click on quick build, where we'll see our 2 important choices we have to make. When creating a D&D character, there are 2 main mechanical choices you need to make. 1, what is the character's race or genetic makeup? And 2, what is their class? How do they act in the world? How do they do their cool things? Do they use swords or do they cast spells? So let's start with our race or ancestry choice. In order to learn more before you make your choice, you can go to Game Rules, Races, and open it in a new tab. Here you can learn a little bit more about the ancestries before you make a choice. One thing to be conscious of when choosing a race or ancestry is what ability points the racial traits give you access to. Do you want to be strong like a half-orc? Dexterous like a halfling, or tough and hardy like a dwarf? Once we've selected our ancestry, it's time to choose our class. Before we make our choice, we can learn more at Game Rules, Classes, View All. Here you'll see all of the basic classes, which can be broken down into 3 groups. Martial classes like fighter and monks that use swords and shields. Casters like sorcerers and wizards that use magic in order to change the world around them. And half-casters like paladins and rangers who have a combination of both martial and caster abilities. A class's hit die determines how much health points they have. So a barbarian has more health points than a bard. A class's primary ability shows you what ability score is most important to that class. So for barbarians, strength is most important so that they can hit harder and carry more. Once you've inputted both of your choices and inputted your name, click Create Character. I've chosen a half-orc and a barbarian because I know this half-orc's strength is going to play well with the barbarian's class. While D&D Beyond says we're all ready, there's one last thing we need to do. In the character builder, go to Stage 5, Equipment, and under Starting Equipment, choose Equipment and make some choices. For my barbarian, I'm going to pick a great axe and 2 hand axes, so he has 1 big weapon and 2 small ones he can throw. Once you've made all your choices, click Add Starting Equipment. And importantly, we need to actually equip our items in the inventory. So go to each item and click Wield. You only need to do 1 of each. Now we can click What's Next or go directly to our character sheet. Now we have our character sheet and we can see all of our relevant stats. We have our ability score points up here at the top. We have our total number of health points at the top right. We have our skills listed vertically, and we have all of the attacks and items that we have in our bag that we can use. All of these numbers with pluses next to them are considered modifiers. So if I wanted to make a strength check, or if the DM asked me to make a strength check, I would roll a d20 and then add +3 to that roll in order to know how well I did. 8 + 3, 11, not half bad. Check out my other video about how to get the most out of your character sheet. From here, there are a few ways you can use your page. You can just use this page. It has all of the information. You can also send the link to yourself. You can also hit the settings button and scroll down to export to PDF. Ultimately, my advice when making new characters is to have fun with it. If playing a halfling rogue is going to be a fun trope for you and it's going to help with immersion, then do that. But if you want to play something absolutely zany and wild, there's no reasons we can't bend the rules of Dungeons & Dragons in order to make you a fun character. If instead of just doing the simplest version of character creation possible, you want to get crunchy with some numbers and some rules about Dungeons & Dragons, check out my other video where we'll be talking about ability points and how to assign them using the D&D Beyond tool.